so back to this. I can't stand this one. Alright, so I wanted to do a quick, well, I guess not so quick, test through my new, well, not so new pedals. Right? Well, they're new, but I got the tube screamer set up. So there's, I'm trying to do this the best I can. So there's, come on, there's that. And then over here, the compressors I have running through the effects loop. So, and then I actually got the board fixed for the line 6, so I'm happy about that. Switch the power arrangements on this bad boy. And now we just wait for that. And then I'm going to actually, you know, we're going to do the Jackson first, because that was going to be the easier one. That's not much of a headache. Let me get the charger of my phone. There we go. Plus with the Jackson, I got that afterburner in it, so. And I have to order, I was going to order a 6-foot cable to plug, you know, to get from the head to the Harley Benton, but I'm just going to wait for that. So what we're going to do is right now is we're just going to test it out and see where the stuff is. Not the stuff, you know, where the, just where the sound is, because I messed around with it a little bit. So you can definitely hear a difference where it's changed and really kind of pulled the blanket over, or pulled the blanket off. Now I kicked on the tube screamer. Adjusted the attack. So I'm kicking on the afterburner right now. So freaking car's going by, sorry. Wow, that picks up a lot. Listen to that. I messed with the, well, that was the limiter. Yes, that's with the stick. You know, I want to turn down. So I'm sure you guys can hear the difference, because now I turned down the afterburner, so So I'm trying to get the both compressors to line up almost evenly. Yeah, lower the pickup a little bit. So here, after adjusting with the sustainer, compressor sustainer, and we'll here's the neck. So here's the clean. That's with the because it adds the 20 decibels preamp gain. So come on, freaking 6. Cut out on this. Alright, I need to lower the strap on this, but luckily, because my back's killing me, I'm switching over to the 8 string, because when I started playing on with the 2 compressor pedals, the sustainer, the CL9 and the CS 400, I swear it's like reading off Ibanez stuff, this, that. It really picked up the dull spots on the 8 string, like where you would hear like, you know, the terms us guitar players always use, like, oh, there's the blanket over the speakers. It's like, that's how it is on a lot of, you know, the 8 string and stuff. And I don't like using the word hate. Move this over just a little bit, so. Yeah, like that, the lows, it picked them up, like, cause you know, that's what compression does. It does that, and it, boy, did it, howdy did it pick it up. I mean, listen to that. Oh, the reverb was on. Ah. I mean, that sound right there, this thing used to have such a flat blah, 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 blah tone. I mean, it still sounded good. It had a lot of shape to it. But I didn't know the whole time I needed compressor pedals. So that was, I mean, there's a little beat. Let me see. Oh, nice to see you, Snap. Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. It's good to hear from you. I just got this new head on a trade for one of my guitars. I figured I could spare one. And then I got 3 tone shaping pedals over here. Let me see if I can move it over there a little bit. So you'll see the 3 pedals. Oh, there's 1, 2, and then the third one's... I hate trying to figure these angles out. So I got 1, 2, and the third one. And because the H string has such a low tone to it, I didn't know it would actually... It picks up, this head's pretty cool, man. Yeah, check this out. So now I have not just one, oh shit, not just one amp, I've got 2. And then I have this line 6 preamp that has like another billion amps in it. So yeah, I got a nice little setup going. Yeah, thanks, buddies. Yeah, I mean, here's what all the guitars I have right now. I actually I traded up on a lot of them, so here, because I'm up. Oh shit, my hand just popped. I upgraded a bunch of guitars, so like this red one right here, my Jackson. I have it's what they call an 81 coming in, and I upgraded from passive to active. And so yeah, all underneath is all EMI tape, electrical magnetic interference tape. So that took a little bit. Here's the Eddie Van Halen guitar I was telling you about. So let me get a little bit better picture of it for you. This is my baby. So that was awesome when I got that. Then in one trade when I had the John Petrucci and I was getting rid of that because I wanted to see what was out there. I ended up getting $300 and this really rare Jackson that came out from like 2002. I was reading the serial number wrong, and this was one of the first ones that came out. It's hard to see, but it's a flame maple top, and it came from Japan, and they don't make that model anymore. And for it to come out when it did, and the guy didn't even know what he had, so I was like, by all means, take the Petrucci model. I know it's all Greek. That's what it is to a lot of people. Yeah, that's how it is when they talk computer nonsense to people, but you know what it is. You know what it is. I better play a little bit before everyone goes, man, this guy's not playing music. Yeah, I just figured I'd fire everything up. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, man. You know, I actually kind of feel like playing that Jack. Well, here's the red one I've been upgrading. So I'll play that one. Every time I do a dive bomb on this, I'm always like, hey, that 180 song you always tell me about, you always tell me to play, what, I can't remember. You know, it's that MTV video one. Hey now. Freaking cats. Yeah, I can't remember the name of that damn song. You would always send it to me when we play that game, when we game out. No, I'm not hitting my notes. So what I've done to this is, for everyone that's watching, has been coming in and whatnot, I've actually had to buy the EMG switch separately because I've went from completely passive to active because I was like, I really like the sound of White Zombie's first album. Let's see what he did. And luckily Jay Uniger has his own website and he actually tells you every piece of gear, how he used it and all that. So he had a Charvel, same wood, whatnot and all that, but obviously back in the late 80s, early 90s, they had so much better wood and whatnot. So for $350 back in the late 80s, early 90s, you could get a similar setup, humbucker, 2 single coils, and it would sound, it would still sound close to this. Mind my sloppy picking right now. Like a metronome. There you go. So yeah, anyway, I didn't know he used an 81. I always thought he used, I always thought he used your normal passives and stuff like that. So when I got the 81, I was like, cool, I already know how to set it up because they're quick connects. I click, 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 click. And you can actually see underneath a little bit of the copper, the EMI tape coming through. And that's why you don't hear a lot of noise anymore either. So I looked at that, and then when he said, I just put a bunch of foam in the middle, I was like, you know what, I want to do that. I actually want to do the whole thing. And then I've totally spaced because going completely active with my 25-year career doing music and all that, I don't know a lot about it. I know EMG and stuff like that, but I don't know all the processes, if you will. And I didn't know I could save my stock pickup selector and just solder 3 little wires in and whatnot. Here, I went and spent $40 on an EMG channel select or pickup selector, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. And so my new, I just went and I ordered another. Well, I ordered a 81, well not an 81, an SA, which I believe stands for single coil active, and then that gets sent out. Got sent out today, and then beginning of next month, I'm ordering the second one of this. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm digging it. I've never completely, the IT way, yeah. So I've never really I never went completely active on a guitar. I've always like, oh, I'll just rip it out and just put one active pickup in instead. I just like, no, I'm going all the way. So it'll end up being like almost $400 later, all active. I put pure brass blocks and claws inside underneath, you know, Eddie Van Halen style. I ordered noiseless springs, so those are painted, not the FU tone, they're like knockoffs basically. Saved me a few bucks. I ordered a see-through cover so you can actually see inside and look at like the red, the copper, the brass, because the brass looks really freaking cool. So that's why I was like, I don't know why I ended up doing that, the foam or the EMI tape, but it is what it is. I'm used to switching pickups and I forgot I don't have any in here. I only have one. I am just not hitting the notes today, man. That's why. Freaking it's out of tune. I'm gonna give one more shot at the 7. I mean the 8. Man, look how beautiful that is. I always like do my little reggae. And hopefully when I get my carpal tunnel surgeries this year, I won't be tripping over my hands, because I don't know if you other guitar players do that, but when you have 25 plus years of playing and all that, and you know, you're constantly snapping your fingers and all that just to get, oh, let me just get a few more minutes, let me just get a few more minutes. Not an excuse, just... Let's see what amps real quick we got here we can play with. Ooh, tremolo, that's always fun. Yeah, what else we got? Oh, of course, this is fun. You know, I'm thinking it's almost 9 o'clock. It's like almost 7. Hey, it was good hearing and seeing from you too, Snack. Yeah, I'm only going to be on here for like another couple of minutes to make it an even 40. So if you want to finish off hearing the rest of it, I'm just fiddle farting around with my stuff and all that. So I got a bunch more live stuff on here. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely go and check it out, which I'm sure you have. So it's good seeing you again, buddy. So hopefully getting a computer built here soon and game with you and whatnot. It almost sounds like I'm underwater. Effect reminds me of the album, any album from the band Cold. See, those pedals just make this. I'm still trying to learn the thumbs too, but yeah, these 3 pedals, I got, really just bring the guitars to life. It brings the amp to life. So, you know, the signal chain, it might seem simplistic and whatnot, but it's really not as simple as it seems. So let me take you guys through real quick before we end this, and we'll show you my little. This will be easier if I do it this way. Okay, here we go. So let's take you through what I'm running right now for settings. And yes, you're gonna be shocked by the pedals that are giving me this tone. They are Behringer. I know the name just kind of throws you off. Going, wait, what Behringer? This guy's effing crazy. So I was doing my research for like 3 or 4 days, going, how can I, tighten my tone up without breaking my bank? So when I looked, there's actually a few big name artists that use Behringer pedals, and they use them on tour, which personally I wouldn't use them on tour or anything like that. But when you have the money to just constantly buy, if you're ready for this, they're $25 a piece. Some are 30 and all that. The one I was trying to get the most was the EQ pedal, because they're supposed to be used as always on pedals. And so I was kind of listening to the demo stuff and all that, and the way they tighten these, and actually 8-string players were swearing by these. So I was like, you gotta be kidding me, really? So here's how I have them set up. And that's how I get the tone that I have. And if you notice, I try to keep the levels very close, because you don't, because when they're compressed, you don't want, because this right here is your low end. This right here is like your high end. This also can be used when you're recording and you're using digital drums. This picks up your kick and your snare. You can actually adjust it and whatnot. That was another selling point for me. And then I wanted to do an overdrive, but I didn't want to do like something that other people do, like metal muff or anything like that. So I was like, let me just go with an old school. What is it? I can't even think right now. Tube screamer. So I looked, they had one, and so I got a deal for getting all three. And yeah, you heard the tone there, all three always on. I get a nice boost on the clean. And right now I'm using a Mark II-C Plus still as my main tone, even on the boosted channels and stuff like that. But now you can tell all the stuff that I'm doing is just, I gotta get a shelf for these so I don't have to have them on the head, because I'm gonna ABY the Marshall with the Bugera, because the Marshall distortion is just outrageous. That, and it would be nice not to have to always use, other stuff like the preamp. It would be nice not to use the preamp for effects and stuff. Or it would be nice to use the preamp only for effects and use the Marshall for the chunk. So how this works now is, because this is more of like a fuzzy style head, but it's a secretive like metalhead amp, because it's used more as a clean amp, and it takes to pedals and stuff so much better. That's why you get that thump chunk sound from it. So you use the master, obviously, is a global. Then the tone cut acts like an AB. It's basically an AB. So you kind of find like, oh, do I want like the British or the American? So kind of what I did is I kind of mix the two together. So I kind of leave it to where I have more high end coming through, but I still get the low end, because these Jaguar Eminence speakers are they're amazing. And that's why I can't wait to get the 6-foot cable to finish off connecting both the head and the Harley Benton together. So I have the mixture of the Celestian and the Eminence. That's what I'm saying. It sounds simple, but it's not a simple setup. But digressing, the fat switch actually plays a huge difference in this tone, because you take it off, it sounds dull. You push it in, it chunks it up. And the reverb, that was actually kind of making the Jackson, the preamp on that the trans maple top, or the flame maple top that made that kind of go. So I wouldn't use that if you're going to use a preamp inside your guitar or anything like that. It sounds good, but you'd be better off using like digital preamps and stuff. This channel does absolutely nothing for you in anything. So hitting this, hitting that, hitting this, hitting that does nothing. What the hell is slam metal? Is that some new genre that's supposed to just be thrash? And I'm not even trying to be a jerk. I really don't. I don't know what slam metal is. No, I'm serious. Like that, I listen to strictly like old school stuff. So they give me some bands that would be considered slam metal. All right, so finishing up, so you can kind of do tone sculpting with this preamps here, but not really. So I've been messing with it, so I just kind of leave it at that. Like if I was tuning up a like messing with your EQing like a pedal or something, because I'm gonna plan on buying a some kind of like Marshall JCM clone pedal or a boogie, even though I'm not a big boogie guy anymore. I've kind of switched over. So that's pretty much it. So I recommend trying to switch your speakers around too, or go, because now cabinets are so easy to find for super cheap because everyone's gone and trade in their stuff to become basically computers and stuff like that, which I'm not trashing anyone for doing it, but if you're into having cabs and stuff like that, now's the time to go and do it because I can clean up on cabs right now for like, I think the most I've ever seen a cab lately has been like $200 in the stores. I'm not saying like the boutique cabs can't be more expensive, but you know. But yeah, Matt07CR, you want to message me some slam metal bands? I'll check some out and I'll learn some slam metal riffs or something. And that'd be kind of cool because now I'm interested in knowing what slam metal is. You got me quite intrigued. Do they sound good? Does it sound good on 8-string, 7s, or what? Well, everyone, it's been fun. I actually went almost 30 minutes over. Extermination, Dismemberment is a slam band. No, I do want the RG100. I actually scored this cabinet. This is the RG412J something. It's the one with the Eminence Jaguar speakers. Extermination, Dismemberment. All right, I'm gonna check them out. I usually do a live show. I try to do at least 1 or 2 a week, the best I can. Just like doing jam stuff. You know, try to have people join up for the stuff. All right, cool. I got a 7-string, an 8-string, six strings. Some of them are tuned to drop C. You know, because I play a lot of just like that, you know, stuff from like the 90s and early 2000s at most, and then a lot of like Slayer style stuff, you know. It's basically, this channel is basically all just to help people out with learning how to play or learning how to fix their gear, gear help, talk, stuff like that. So like when it comes to like newer bands, like anything that's come out, or I'm like an old guy when it comes to that, and it feels weird to say it, but yeah, like when people start saying new terms and stuff, I just like, what? But cool, yeah, that actually that's a pretty cool band name. Oh, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm always doing stuff like if you're wanting to learn guitar repair and stuff. I have almost 300 videos on here, so I always appreciate it. And Ooh, this almost fell over. Freaking animals, I swear. Cats are always trying to take out your guitars. But yeah, I just got this Bugera head, not to keep everyone on longer than you need to. I traded an Ibanez RG450DX I didn't use anymore. And it's supposed to be like the distortion has more of a fuzzy sound, like I was explaining earlier. But right when I kicked it over to the clean and threw my Line 6 preamp through it, man, the speakers came alive and all this. And when I bought those 3 pedals to kind of tighten up the tone shaping stuff, dude, this thing's amazing because Bugera is made by it's either 3 to 6. Yeah, this company's 6 people from Mesa Boogie when Mesa Boogie was still Mesa Boogie back in 05, 06. And Black Star is 3 people from Marshall that didn't want to go to the China factory. So if you play a Black Star, you're actually playing original Marshall engineer designs and stuff like that in Bugera. Depending on how the neck snapped and where it's connected at, he can actually glue it back together. It just takes sanding and patience. Yeah, mine have knocked mine over off the stand. That's why, here, I'll show you. I got a 5 rack and then a 3. But my 5 holds my, like, there's my 7 string. Yeah, this one's vintage. That Jackson right there, that's the one that's vintage. And then I have, coming over here, and this one right here is the Eddie Van Halen Wolfgang Standard, and this one's vintage. So they've almost knocked this one over. But a testament to Jackson's, they've knocked this SOB over several times. It's fallen forward, backward, it's bounced, and nothing's happened to it. Not even a fucking scratch on the paint. And that's why I've been playing Jackson's for as long as I have been. I mean, last year and the year prior, I've been playing different companies and stuff just to see what's out there. That's why I've been doing reviews and stuff like that too. And honestly, I still just go back to Jackson's and Ibanez is still good. I don't mind them, but they're not like what they used to be. I mean, Jackson still have retained who they were. The 8 string I'm using, TARIO. Oh, I prefer Floyd Rose, man. I mean, I feel naked without a Floyd Rose. Like when I first started playing, I had my first name brand guitar was a 95 Jackson Kelly Pro, the professional, and it had a Floyd Rose. So I actually learned 25 years ago how to string a Floyd, set it up, tune it, all that stuff. So it makes me laugh when people go, oh, those things are just so impossible to set up and all that. It's like, no, they're pretty easy because my little repair shop thing I do, I set up all bridges and all that for $50. So yeah, if you're out in Arizona and you have guitars you need fixed, I'm only $50 for a setup. Hardtails aren't bad though. It's just I like having the option of having that effect and doing some cool stuff with the bar. So since I'm live doing this now, I'm just going to announce this since it's going to be on here. I am slowly getting things ready to make a Patreon page. So a lot of this stuff I'll be doing like here we're going to do this setup and all this and this. I'll end up stopping it halfway through. And then if you're subscribed, it'll continue like that. I know it seems kind of cheeky and all that, but it helps me make a little bit more of an income because I have more people watching, not subscribing. And I got to eat too, I'm disabled and I need to make some extra cash. Godos are awesome. Those are solid. Can't go wrong with a Godo. The tuning pegs are Oh, okay, they're not bad, but I I've actually found that some of the really good companies are ones you've really never heard of. There's a company called Geiker for tuning pegs. If you like, if you like locking tuning pegs, which I never saw I just understand why people bought those that still had a Floyd Rose. It's like you're just wasting money and adding weight. But Geiker's really good, and another company called Tone Ninja, really good. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow is Wednesday? Okay. Hey, thanks for subscribing, dude. It just actually popped up on my thing. But I'll actually do another live tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be this time or earlier. Is there anything you'd like to see in a live? Because I usually ask people what they like and all that kind of stuff. I mean, anyone in here, is there something you wanted to talk about, want to review? I mean, I'm sure everyone here knows how to hook up through an effects loop and all that, so. Yeah, go on eBay or Amazon, and I think the most they are is like 34 bucks, 35 bucks. I'm about to order some myself because the DKMG Jackson, that's reverse headstock, so they gave me a deal for 31 bucks, so I'm gonna pick that up. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow is I'll do a Q&A session of what gear to go with, or what companies and stuff like that. I think that might be a good one. So, excuse me, I'll probably get on about this time or maybe an hour early, probably around, I don't know where everyone's at, but probably around 5 o'clock Arizona time or 4 o'clock in the afternoon Arizona time. And then I'll just make that episode tomorrow a Q&A about gear and recommendations and stuff like that, because I get asked a lot of questions, and I figured, this is doing the live videos and all that's a lot easier, so I think we'll just do that. I think I'll just do that tomorrow, because it even helps people who are inclined, because even I ask questions to other techs and luthiers and stuff, because I study this stuff every day, all day. I work on gear every day, all day, so I mean, it's cool. I enjoy it. I love doing this stuff. It's fun. Been doing it since I was 15, so, and now I'm old. But all right, guys, I appreciate everyone coming in and staying and hanging out. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. Matt 07CR, I appreciate the follow or the sub. And everyone, if you want to sub, much appreciated. If not, all good. I'll be on here tomorrow doing a FAQ, or I'm sorry, a Q&A about gear recommendations and all that fun stuff. Be sure to check it out. I'll be on around 4 or 5 o'clock Arizona time. So make sure you're here. Make sure you're ready. And thanks for checking out Tri-Tech. Thanks for stopping by and giving us a try. Our motto. So, all right, everyone, take care. Have a good night.